Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, hey. This is the John Peckman podcast. Apparently, that's what we're calling it. There he goes. We are in. Let's wait till this ends, I guess. Right?
Yeah, whoa, gnarly bro. Here we are after hours at the John Peckman Show. I'm Dan Hollenbeck, and here we are with our gracious host, John Peckman.
Wow. Hey, how's it going? Wow. Holy cow. I'm already been eclipsed on my own thing.
Here we are.
Where are we? You tell them where we are.
Here we are at the famous Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, led by David Kosminski Sr.
My first question, how long do you think it's going to be before he realizes he left his phone here?
It will be under 10 minutes. He'll be back in here looking for his stuff.
Put it over here.
It's a daily event at Connecticut Valley.
Yeah. Well, don't we all? So anyway, real quick, my name is John Peckman. Here he is. Getting his phone.
On cue.
Like, how long did you think
he wasn't even here for the phone. He was here to take a picture.
Great.
This is embarrassing.
All right. This is Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance in beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. My name is John Peckman. I teach drums here at Connecticut Valley, and this is our very first podcast. I'm deciding to interview some of the creeps we got hanging around here.
Yeah, you invited me for the first podcast, John.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you're the first.
I didn't realize this was the first. I wouldn't have done my voice acting.
That's okay. All right. So we're here with, why don't you tell us your name? Tell us about yourself.
My name is Dan Hollenbeck. As I stated before, I'm the piano teacher here. I've been here for 5 or 6 years. I teach all shapes, sizes, forms, the piano.
Wow. Okay, that covers my first 5 questions.
Okay, good. Yeah, let's really hurry this up because
Totally.
I got another podcast that I was invited to.
Yeah, exactly. That's way better.
I don't know what time it is now, but
all right. Well, all right. So
no, I'm just kidding.
So you play piano.
I do.
You teach piano. You've been here for 6 years. Where did you grow up? Tell us about yourself.
I was born in the motherland of Massachusetts, the first land that was ever founded in America.
Oh, far out.
And I was born and raised there. I moved to Connecticut when I was 8, and it's been a fairy tale ever since. I've been here my whole adult life, which has been fascinating.
Wow. That's heavy.
Sound more interested, John. Goodness.
Yeah.
I have a rich history here.
Yeah.
Could be exploring.
Yeah. That's great.
Okay. All right. I sense your.
That's fine. So what made you want to play music? How did it all start for you?
I've had really great, encouraging parents. My dad played the guitar when I was younger, so listening to him was a huge inspiration. And growing up, if you've heard this thing called the Peanuts,
sure.
Vince Guaraldi was a huge influence. Once I saw my first Charlie Brown special, I was hooked on jazz piano. I didn't know what they were doing, but I wanted to do whatever that was.
Right, you didn't want to be the people dancing. You wanted to be the people making people dance.
Yeah, when I saw Schroeder for the first time, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be the person who you'd be on my piano dancing.
Right.
Was the goal.
Yeah.
But not classical. I wanted people to actually have a good time.
Nice. Way to alienate.
A jab at the classical. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't wait for other teachers to get on the podcast after me.
Beautiful. Yeah, when I saw Peckman dancing in a cloud of dust, I was like, that's me right there. That's what I want to be.
Yes. Yeah.
It's working out so far.
You look great, by the way,
yeah,
today.
It's working out perfectly.
I can see the smoke cloud coming off of your hair, I think it is.
No, it is hair. It's definitely hair.
Okay, I thought it was like a gaseous fog or something.
Nope.
Okay, you look good, yeah.
So we started with Peanuts.
Yes.
And then what happened?
I found out about, on a commercial, a Coke commercial, I saw Stevie Wonder play the piano on this commercial. And again, I didn't know what he was doing, but it made me feel really amazing. And that's the kind of piano I wanted to play. So, but my first teacher was a classical organist. So when I wanted to play the Peanuts and I wanted to play Stevie Wonder, she had no idea how to do any of this stuff. She just could teach me how to read and how to play great classical music, but That's as far as she went. So I did a lot of like classical training when I was younger, and I could only start to do jazz in high school when I had like a jazz band teacher who actually knew how to play jazz piano. So that's when I really got to start playing piano, was when I was in high school.
And that was here?
Yeah, that was here. That was in HK, Haddam Killingworth High School. Go Cougars. Blue and gold all day. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not from, I don't live in Portland, unfortunately.
Oh.
Like a lot of us teachers don't, right? You're not.
No.
You're only a visitor in Portland.
Only a visitor.
You can only be a part of the history. This is we have a rich history in Portland. Did you know that?
No, they never told me.
Some of the oldest rocks you'll ever see in the country. I don't know if you knew that. The Portland quarry is just rich.
Older than the Plymouth Rock, which apparently you had to step over in order to begin your life in Massachusetts, first state that ever.
It's debatable. I'm still looking into the information. I actually have to go to a library really soon and do some reading. The Portland Library is a great source of information.
So I've heard.
Shout outs to the Portland Library.
Wow, far out. Okay. So then what happened after high school?
It was all a blur. I wanted to go to college for anything. I was told to go to college. I heard it was a good thing. And the only thing I knew how to do was play the piano, I think. I'm still not sure, but I wanted to go to Berkeley, and my high school jazz band teacher was so smart in telling me to think about that because it's really expensive. So he directed me to go to Central Connecticut, where I could get a really good jazz studies program going, but not for the price of Berkeley. So it was a really good decision. So I went to Central to study jazz at that point.
That's cool. And so that was the right thing, you think, to do?
That was perfect. It was perfect because everybody who studied at Central was really humbled because they were going to Central. You know, it wasn't like Juilliard students. It wasn't like Berkeley students who like necessarily, you know, since they're going to Berkeley, that have that like prestige. You know, Central didn't have that. So it was nice to play with people who were, you know, at the same level as me, where they were just, you know, not the world's best musicians, but really learning hard and really working hard. It was a great group of people to work with.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's cool. So,
well, where did you go to college?
Well, so far,
John.
College?
Tell me about that. Yeah. What was your higher education?
This is not about me.
This is the first podcast. People want to get to know the host.
Oh boy. I have no higher education. I crawled out of high school directly into the bar scene, where I played bars night after night, year after year, for I don't know how long.
I mean,
decades.
What better way to learn music than to
a lot better ways? There are a lot better
go
ways.
out there than to go out there and make mistakes. Did you feel like you made your mistakes to become a professional?
Oh, for sure. Oh, definitely. But I guess it's what they call, I guess, trial by fire.
Yeah.
For me, at least, my education, such as it was, I did have a really good drum teacher. But it was always being the youngest guy in the band and being the worst guy in the band was the education, because I had to learn quick and keep up. And so I learned to develop my wits very quickly and learn to follow any lead that might be tossed my way. And I think that was, or else I would be stranded at the venue, let's say, you know, or maybe assaulted, or it was just kind of like I had to keep up in order to keep it rolling.
That's definitely a drummer's trial by fire for sure. I think you have to do that more than any other musician to learn form, or
Definitely.
else.
Absolutely.
If you're not there at the one, if you don't know where the hits are.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. I actually, now that you got me thinking, I did go through the public school system in Wallingford, which was great. We had great teachers. And then I kind of went into the Meriden Youth Orchestra, which was a thing back in the day, which had a great director. And so about the time I was about in my junior year, I was starting to play club gigs, and I learned, I don't know which one came first, but a lot of times when you play percussion in an orchestra, especially if you're playing timpani, which I ended up playing a lot of, there's more rests than playing.
Yes.
So I learned to watch the conductor more than watch the page, which when I was playing bar gigs, I was watching the leader more than I was watching myself, and one fed the other. I think that helped me when I played in the orchestra because the conductor knew that I was keeping my eye on him. And so, yeah, just keeping your eyes looking around, I think.
That's a skill they don't teach
Yep.
often in school. I feel like it's mostly to keep to the page and to keep counting.
Yep.
To watch a conductor is, I think, like a really fine-tuned thing. I always hear radio broadcasts about how watching the conductor is so important for really advanced symphonies, because you never know. You
Sure.
never know when things are going to be speeding up. You know, the little nuances.
Yep.
Very important.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that answers the question, but
Also, yeah, tell me this, because and this is the Dan Hollenbeck podcast.
Apparently.
With host John Peckman. Just to remind viewers who are just coming in now.
Beautiful.
If you could do it all over again, would you go to college for music, or do you like the journey that you took?
I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I could answer that.
Yeah, I think it's a really important thing that a lot of people, disagree on.
I actually don't know. I would have to think about that.
Life experience versus, a school format. It's tough.
I don't know what the school format is, to be honest with you. So I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, it depends on the kind of music you want to study, because there's classical studies, jazz studies, music education studies.
I want you to hear this sound. Do you hear this sound? That's me crumpling up my questions.
That's you crumbling the reality of this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
all right.
Shifts.
That's fine. I don't care. No, I like this better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the school curriculum is. I don't know. I have to. It seems to me. I learned by. I felt like myself, where my skills lie, and I think they still lie, is in understanding the essence of a feel. I think if I have any particular ability, it's that to kind of instinctively understand the feels of different styles of music, and a lot of times, and then the technique follows that. And I think, just judging from my little Facebook trawling that I do, not trolling but trawling,
Very subtle difference.
right? I think I see people that learn the techniques but don't capture, to my ears, the feel.
Oh, that's so well said. Yeah.
I think
You can kind of learn about a style in a book, but then there's a different, way of really playing the style until you have a full understanding of it.
right. So to my ear, I oftentimes see people with that education are kind of playing the right stuff, but they're not capturing the specific lope or feel that any particular style has. I feel like my mic is cutting out. Do you hear that?
No, you're crystal clear over here.
All right. Well, that's unfortunate.
Everyone has to actually listen to. This is good. This is as much as I can get out of John for the people listening. Usually, when I talk to him, he's very upset with me. I can get him in a room like this and ask him questions. So this is a good venue for this.
Sure. Well, there you go. Yeah. So I don't know. I think education might have helped me, but
yeah, only so much, right?
Maybe.
You kind of do what you can with the education that you're given. I think that's another thing I found at Central is it doesn't really matter the kind of education you have. It's what you do with it. I think as long as you're in the practice room kind of realizing everything that you're learning, then you're really learning the ins and outs of music. Or you can have an education where you're just reading and you don't necessarily get the full experience. It's really hard to balance learning and actually like playing, going into practicality with your playing.
Yeah, that sounds like it makes sense. I think. Yeah. Well, no, that
checks out.
It does. I think my education. It's weird because I'm old.
Oh yeah, ew, that's right.
Well, put it this way: I'm not eligible for the vaccine quite yet, but soon.
He's in the weird middle.
Yeah. But my education was just listening. I don't know that education was as much of an option, or at least not for me. So my education was playing along to records and just playing and playing and playing along. So I learned things in real time.
Yeah, you oldies are all like that for sure. My college professors too. Yeah, they would play. You know, my saxophone professor, who was in charge of the jazz department, would do the same thing. Play tapes until they were destroyed. He would play along with solos, and I don't know if you were ever a transcriber. People would write out solo lines, and writing out what you hear is also a really important thing, I believe, to understand things better.
Definitely. Well, I think that's true. Having learned a lot by ear, once I took lessons, I learned how to read in the public school system. And then my rock and roll drum teacher used reading, as I do too, because I do think it's helpful. And I still transcribe to this day to a certain degree.
Me too.
It is definitely helpful. I think it's helpful. A lot of times that's what I tell my students is that, if the reading hangs you up, don't worry about it. But as a person who learned to play by feel first and read later, I do think that reading helps.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect thing to say is if it's getting to you, then leave it alone, and it might make sense to you later after you've played more and understood the material more. Sure. Definitely. It's not always going to work out perfectly. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I think. You know what?
Okay, I'm gonna uncrumple.
I'm gonna uncrumple this. Here, this is the sound of uncrumpling.
This is the first podcast.
All right,
there we go.
Okay, here's a legit question.
Okay,
is there any specific thing now as a player that you are working on right now? Is there a piece or a technique or something that you're working on right now?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm always trying to learn dexterity, especially with two hands. If you don't know out there, with a piano, you can use two hands when you play, which is really interesting.
What?
Yeah, that's kind of
yeah.
We have
Say that again.
Yeah. So something I've been learning to do is to play a really syncopated rhythm, like a kind of like a Latin rhythm, like da 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 da. And with your right hand doing something completely different, like triplets, like da na 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 na. So having those two rhythms working together is always kind of a great brain teaser for any piano player. So stuff like that. It's also like a good way to use as a vehicle for like improvisation. So I could keep that left hand pattern going, the da 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 da, and I could just do different little right hand patterns, anything random, anything that comes to my mind. Maybe if I can sing something in my head and then play it on the piano, all to that left-hand rhythm, it's a good way to really practice your dexterity, your hands working together. That's something I've been working on recently just by watching YouTube videos and seeing other people,
Far out. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, coordination.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that as a drummer? Coordination using two hands and stuff?
Nope.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I actually, dexterity between feet is what I find really fascinating with drummers. With a piano, because I play organ at a church, and I have foot pedals for sure, but with hi-hat pedals and bass pedals, I don't know how you guys do it. Having the coordination with your feet, that must be insane.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Just like anything, I think once you get into it.
We're all bizarre. I think to be a musician, you have to be bizarre in some way.
Speak for yourself, bro.
I know. I like pasta, beer, and water. I'm pretty normal.
How did you? All right. Well, you know what? I'm just going to skip to. All right. This is a legit question.
Your seventh question
Are you
was,
ready?
do you like
No,
pasta, beer, and water?
I'm serious. These are going to be the silly questions at the end.
Oh.
Might as well ask them now.
Okay.
If you could only eat one kind of food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, damn! This is the hardest question you've asked me so far.
I know. This is what I want to hear people talk about. I just thought, what do I want to? I go, these guys are cool, but what do they like to eat?
Welcome to the John Peckman podcast, a show about your foods.
Yeah.
Food.
Well, okay. Well, can you tell me yours so I can think for a second?
Or
do you have one ready or not?
If I had to, I would say Mexican. If I had to.
Oh, you can't just say what a Mexican food though, right? Because I could just say American, right? Or whatever. Steaks. Yeah. Say
Gee whiz. I could eat an enchilada with anything in it, really.
Okay.
Any day.
So moreover, is there a Mexican place that you go to?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. The Salsa's 3 over here in Middletown. They do a great burrito, a mole burrito that I love. There's a place not a lot of people know about. It's called Taco Bell. I don't know if you. No. I'm just,
Oh, that's like that's that new place that's in Middletown, right? That just
yeah.
I hope that place does well. They're right like near the McDonald's, so it's a lot of competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Here's a place I can shout out.
Are you going to answer my question?
The thing about yeah. So I don't know if you know, on Main Street Middletown, there's this place called Brew Bakers. I can shout this place out too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have this thing called the Joseph Burger. I could eat that every day for the rest of my life and just be, no problems.
I used to, Brew Bakers is good. What's in it?
I think the primary component is meat, which works really well for the burger, and it's nothing special. They have spinach, some special Joseph sauce, if you will, whatever that is. And just like all their ingredients are fresh. They probably harvest the wheat themselves.
Yeah.
And they probably have the cow named and stuff like that. It's just made with love.
Sure.
And it's a huge portion too. You get, you won't, if you eat it for lunch, you won't be hungry for dinner. Just letting everyone out there know.
Yep.
Filling, delicious.
Brew Bakers is for real.
Absolutely. Shouts out for sure. Yeah.
All right. So that's something.
Something to chew on.
Yeah. All right. I know this is a loaded, crazy question, but some of your favorite musical things and what are you listening to right now?
My favorite musical things. Okay, so you're here in the room with me, so this is especially important because John reintroduced this duo to me after I knew who they were, but this totally has reignited me to practice. But Domi and JD Beck, keyboard drum duo, insanely talented, I think 17-year-olds who just, blow us out of the water.
Yeah. So they need to be stopped.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who listens to this can YouTube them and just get blown away. What people can do these days with all the technology and information we have is just insane for these people to be so talented at such a young age. I've been listening to them nonstop. They have a great version of my favorite things that I've been really hooked on and I've been playing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if you have anything more specific like with music. I like the piano a lot, so I've been playing that.
That's cool.
Teaching is fun.
Yeah, well, that narrows it down.
Specifically, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just curious, like what some of your things. All right, well, here's a crazy question. This is crazy. If you one album, one,
Desert Island.
Yeah, one.
Oh God,
could there be? Just to give us an idea of who you are, just one.
Oh God, I'm trying to think of what Korn album, what Slipknot.
By the time this is over, I want an answer.
Oh man.
Well, here we are thinking about what album we'd bring to us.
Don Hollenbeck has 8 seconds left. Not yet. Okay, what is it?
What album is that on? I want to pick that.
We'll talk about that later. Don't you worry about that.
Okay. Bill Evans is my favorite piano player of all time. I think Moonbeams.
Okay.
Maybe?
Yep.
It's so difficult. I mean, all of
Go
this
with
stuff.
that. I know. That's a stupid question.
Well, do you have an answer? Do you have an answer for that?
Yes, I do.
I think you deserve to.
White
have
Album,
to say.
Beatles, White Album, the end.
Oh,
Thank you.
A Beatles fan? Gross.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
my
They're
God,
terrible.
I heard them, I think, live a couple of years ago, and they.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's terrible.
They didn't. Oh, God. Songwriting.
Yeah,
No,
I wish they never invented you us or everything. No,
I'm so glad you said the White Album. The White Album's my favorite Beatles album, too.
Oh, really?
Is that like a generic answer, or is that like.
No.
What's the common favorite Beatles album? Abbey Road or
yeah, probably Sgt. Pepper or Abbey Road. I think most people. I think.
Let me tell a lot of viewers out there because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there listening and wondering about John. And let me just tell you guys that John is quite the Beatles fan. He knows a lot about recordings. So if anyone has any really specific angry Beatles fan questions for John, direct them in the comments or however you can reach out to him. I want to hear some hard ones because he could definitely answer them.
I've been in band. Yeah, I'm pretty hardcore Beatles.
I was teaching a student and I could have sworn I heard like crying from downstairs, and it was John talking about like how they redid. I forgot. It was an amazing
Don't get me started. We don't have enough time for this.
Yeah. Okay, I won't go crazy, but yeah, you definitely know so many great subtle nuances with like even how they hook up the mics for the drummers. It's I don't know how they even have this information, but
it's Yeah, it's a long story.
To study music and to study like the recording of music, the Beatles is so foundational.
Yep.
I feel
Yeah.
like.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different aspects to it.
Yeah.
I really feel like this mic is cutting out, so I'm sorry, folks, if this is not sounding right, but maybe it's just my headphones. I don't know.
Yeah. They gave me the better one on purpose because they knew I'd be the host.
Yeah, that's fine. You're the host now anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? A couple more wacky questions.
Yeah, get really personal.
All right. These are wacky. I don't even mean anything by this. This is what I find interesting. So do you believe in astrology? I don't. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not getting at anything. I'm just curious. Astrology. What do you think?
Yeah, I like to read about astrology. I like astronomy, astrology. Yeah. I don't necessarily
astrophysics.
It doesn't.
Astro, the dog.
I like
the Jetsons.
The Jetsons a lot. The study of the Jetsons, Jetsonology.
You like astronauts?
Astronauts are fine. They're fine. A little overdressed, I would say, for their jobs. But
yeah, there's such worry warts.
It's honestly.
No, I can't breathe in space.
A little pretentious, I would say, but
Yeah,
we didn't
one
have
giant
money to go
step
to
for
NASA.
mankind.
Yeah.
Great.
I know that. I know. Why did they have to speak for mankind? I mean, I didn't go to the moon.
Yeah, just because you're on the moon.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, a little bit. I know of it, but I'm not an avid follower. I don't read the horoscope every day, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious. Curious what people think, I guess.
Are you trying to expose me?
No, not at all.
Our piano teacher.
No, I'm just thinking like just kind of offbeat questions that would spur, and I just sometimes wonder. I just randomly look at people
It's good to know.
that I see in my ramblings and just think to myself, I wonder if they believe in astrology.
What's your sign? Do you know?
Mine?
Yeah.
I'm a Taurus, but I don't know what that means.
Oh, my sister's a Taurus.
Oh yeah?
So we must have like a familial bond, you and I, which I've sensed for years.
Don't try to make connections.
By the way.
Yeah. No. I don't even know.
What is a Taurus? Yeah, so you don't know what a Taurus means? What
Not
are those like
particularly.
personality?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you know what I am? What do I seem like to you?
No. I don't know. What are you?
I'm a Libra.
Libra.
Libra
the
is
scales.
the scales. See, you know that. You knew that.
Yeah.
You know about a Libra more than your own.
I know a little.
It's all about balance, John. We're all about balance here.
Far out.
Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Last question. I'm thinking of a number 1 through 10. What is it?
God.
This is the psychic test.
You're a drummer, so 4?
No. Sorry, you're not psychic.
This podcast is rigged.
Yeah.
I'm tied up now that
you are thinking of 4.
I'm upset. Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking of 6. I don't know why.
Okay. Maybe you saw 6 ducks in the parking lot today.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a mysterious thing.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, so your turn.
Oh.
What's the number I'm thinking of? 1 to 15
7.
this time. Well, no.
Okay.
I'll give you another shot. How's that?
12.
Oh, you're right.
I am?
12.
Ooh.
So what does that say?
Lucky. Oh, well.
Luck. Oh, lucky. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I'll chalk that one up to luck.
All right. Well, you know what? We're almost at that half-hour mark. I think this is probably enough.
This is flowing. I'm not even close to being done. So tell me about yourself. Tell the viewers you're a podcast host, apparently.
I guess.
No one knows anything about you.
That's the way I like it.
You want to be cloaked in
I
mystery.
operate in the shadows and only reveal that. Yeah, that's.
Right, I was going to give away your home address, but
no, don't do that. It's my thing.
That's my thing, is for people not to know my home address.
Yeah. You never know. I don't want people to know.
Okay. All right. Fine. You're lucky.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to press the button that plays the song now. This song is my friend Tom Izzo. We made a track specifically for this podcast. I'm playing drums. He's playing everything else. And it goes like this. Right?
Well, hey, now that was a nice jam. Tasty from Peckman and Izzo.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's say goodbye. This was the inaugural. What's the other word? What word am I thinking of?
Coronational.
The coronational.
Coronation of
Yeah.
Oh God, I wish we never did the podcast.
This is the first. This is the first one. This was the first one. This was the first thing.
Podcast.
The first podcast, the John Peckman podcast, coming to you from Connecticut School of Music and the Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. That is in beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Just over the bridge.
Scenic Aragoni Bridge. Everyone come through to check it out. We are the yellow building on the left past the Dunkin' Donuts. You can't miss us.
You can't miss it.
Please do not let this podcast show the integrity of our teaching ability. Right?
Yeah, we're better teachers. We're better than this.
Better teachers than podcasters. At least I can say for myself.
We are, yeah, exactly.
I will lump you in with me.
All right, well, I think that does it. We'll try this again next time. I don't know.
It was
Maybe
an
we'll
honor.
get Sarah. We'll get Sarah up here.
It was
we'll
an
get Dave
honor.
up here.
Yeah. People of integrity for sure.
Awesome.
It was an honor, by the way.
Whatever.
And are you going to say?
Oh, I mean,
the same for me?
Yes. It was an honor. It was great to have you up here. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some more excitement in your voice next time. And
I didn't have as much coffee as you. That's the problem.
I'm shaking right now, so I apologize.
And with that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and we will see you guys on another exciting episode of Connecticut Valley. Yeah.